People often ask, how do my parents feel about me living with them at the age of 31? And when do I expect to move out? So yesterday I asked them 2 questions. The first being, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do they feel about me living with them? 1 being, you should have moved out yesterday. 5 being, it's okay, it's whatever. And 10 being, what do you mean you're moving out? And the second question I asked was, when do they expect me to move out? So I've added the responses to the end of this video, but first let's get into the video. I thought it would be fun to put my October spending into Ramit Sethi's conscious spending plan. And October was a high spend month for me, so this should be especially interesting. But also, I'm going to be giving myself advice in the vibe of Ramit Sethi and trying to internalize and exude his vibe as much as possible. Starting with this sweater. He normally wears gray polos, sweaters, cardigans, and so I put one on. But then also he usually has a mic in front of him. So I have this mic here. And typically, he starts the videos or the newsletter out with a question. And the question today is that she's 32 years old. Can she afford to move out of her parents' house? Let's get into the numbers. So I'm going to give you a second to look over her conscious spending plan so you can think of some advice that you would give her as well. So starting at the top with net worth. Assets, she has $11,000, and so I'm guessing that most of that is a car because that's probably not a home, property, business. Maybe it's a business, but I'm guessing it's a car. And then investments, she has $408,000. So I would say $408,000 at 32 years old is pretty good. So I don't know what her intentions are, but I'm guessing that she's, probably disciplined enough to get to that. To get to almost $500,000, unless this was an inheritance. But the question is, can she move out of her parents' house, which makes it sound like it's probably not an inheritance from her parents, at least. But I'm guessing that this is retirement. It seems like she might be trying to retire early. TBD. Savings, $27,000. I'm guessing that's an emergency fund. Maybe she's saving for a new car. Maybe she's saving for down payments. TBD. And then debt, 0. So that's great, with a total net worth of $446,000. That number looks great to me. No complaints there. Let's move on to income. So income, gross monthly income is about $11,000. Net monthly income is $7,800. And so not much to say there. That's a good healthy income. That's what, $132,000 a year. So that's pretty good. I don't know what part of the country she's at. But, she's able to amass $400,000. Even if she's been working for 10 years, that's like 40 grand a year. That's pretty good. So the question she asked is, can she afford to move out? And so this is where the percentages of each of these next sections comes into play. So fixed cost is at 12%. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But okay, she's living with her parents, so no rent, no utilities. We'll see what the numbers are, but she probably could contribute something towards utilities. I don't know what the family dynamics are there, but it works out great for her. Insurance, $110. I'm guessing that's auto, medical, ish. Oh, I guess medical would be $180 actually. Mariah is making an edit because I have to include medical and dental and vision. Okay, car payment and transportation, $116. That's probably mostly gas, because gas for me is like $100 a month, if not more. So actually, I don't know if Ramit has an electric vehicle. Does he have a Tesla? I don't know. $116. That's good. That's completely fine. And then, I think I also forgot to put gas in here. Gas is let's see, 100, 116, put 215. Dang it, I forgot. Okay, so 215, 100 for gas, 100 for car insurance ish. And then debt payments, again, that's 0. And then groceries, $210. That's pretty good. I'm guessing she's living at the home, so she's getting some meals from her parents as well. Clothes, she's not a big shopper. She's spending $65 a month on clothes. So that's fine. So everyone has their own definition of what a rich life is. So I don't know from these initial numbers what a rich life means to her, but maybe we'll see later on. Phone, $50. That's average. Subscriptions, $232. It sounds kind of high, but honestly, if you have Amazon and you have a gym and you have Netflix, that can easily get you to $200 pretty quick. So I don't know what her subscriptions are, but That's not crazy, especially when you take into account that all of these numbers together is just 14% of her take-home pay. And so she's balling right there. And then miscellaneous automatically add 15% of your budget for things you forgot and wiggle room, blah, blah, blah. And so again, total fixed cost being 14% is pretty daggone good. So looking at it just right now, I would say she probably can't afford to move out. She has a lot of wiggle room with that fixed cost percentage. So I don't know what rent would be, but we can play with those numbers a little bit later. And then let's look at investments. So investments, ideally about 10% of your take-home pay. For her, it's 60%. You know what this tells me? 60% of her monthly take-home is going towards investments, and she has $40,000 saved up as a 32-year-old. She's definitely trying to retire early. That's crazy. That is so crazy, in the best way. But post-tax retirement savings, $2,900, Roth 401k, HSA, Roth IRA. Yeah, she can afford to do Roth for everything. Yeah, that's great. May consider doing some traditional, not sure what number she's trying to have annually in retirement, but that could affect whether or not she does traditional or Roth. But almost $3,000, that's great. And then stocks, so it's another $1,500. I mean, yeah, $4,500 a month. So more than half of her take-home pay going towards investments. That's rich. That's rich. Okay, and then savings goals, ideally 5 to 10% of take-home pay. So she has 0 for everything but a new car, which love to see that she's doing something towards a new car. She probably could beef it up at least by the 2%. But again, let's start looking at the final numbers as a whole before we start making adjustments. Yeah, savings total $200, 3%. So towards savings and investments, that's 62% of take-home pay. That is truly baller. And then guilt-free spending, 20 to 35%. For her, it's 24%, so she's still right in that range. Honestly, her investments and fixed costs are kind of like flip, which is funny. But dining, movies, anything else she wants, whatever she wants to live her rich life. So overall, what advice would you give her? I'll wait. You can write it down in the comments below. Let's see. What advice would Ramit give? So can she afford to move out? Let's just say rent in the Cincinnati, Ohio area is about $2,200 a month. So let's say $2,200 for, well, let's say like $1,800 probably gets, we'll say $2,000 gets you something nice. 1 bedroom, really nice 1 bedroom. And, you know, rental fees and insurance, blah, blah, blah. So now she's at 44% fixed costs. So, but then guilt-free spending is a little low. So really, what we could do is do this number. What is this, 1,200? If we want guilt-free spending to be at 7%. Oof. So really, where are we at? 20%. So these numbers are okay. Investments is high. So basically, if she doesn't already know what her number is, that's a money guy should think, basically how much money she needs until she retires, she should figure that out and then adjust her investments to meet that target. And so if someone has her financial situation, I'm guessing she already knows that number, I would ask her to see if there's any wiggle room. Is she going above and beyond? Because I think it's easy to get into this like trap of constantly wanting to save more to like get to your end goal faster. But truly, at least for me, this is now Maria speaking, I think the journey is a lot of fun. And so I don't know how Ramit feels about that, but okay, now back to the Ramit stuff. So as Ramit Sethi, I would say, yeah, she should look at her investment numbers, see if she's on track or ahead of track, and what she would do with that extra time. And could she spend more today? Because retirement is not promised, tomorrow is not promised. So how can she live her rich life today? Is that truly moving out? Is that going to be her living her rich life? Or is it more vacations, travel? Because vacations is 0, I don't know if she's just not saving for that or if that comes out of like the guilt-free spending extra stuff, which it does. So pretty much if she wants to move out, sure, maybe 2 things that she could do. 1, decrease her investments, assuming that she's ahead of track. And then 2, if that's not true and maybe she's just right on track, or maybe she's behind, I don't know. The other thing would be to increase her income so that she has more wiggle room to pay for rent. So that's the conscious spending plan. So can she afford to move out? Maybe. I don't have to bring her live on the show to find out. And then I guess one last thing would be to increase savings goals, because it's always good to save. You can always save more. And in the future, maybe she wants to start a business, getting that ball rolling, just putting additional towards whether it's vacation, a business. Her emergency fund looks really healthy. And if you look at her savings, which is $27,000, and her monthly fixed cost, which is $1,440, how much does that, how many months is that? 27,000 divided by 1440. That's 18 3/4 of a month. Yes, of emergency fund. So almost 2 years, you don't need that much. You truly don't need that much. I don't know what field she's in. So some of this savings could go towards investments, towards these other savings goals. Maybe it's a vacation, maybe it's a new car, maybe it's a business. I think she's on a good track, but she could probably lighten up a little bit, live her rich life, make sure she's really clear on what it looks like to live a rich life today, but then also in retirement and in the future. So anyways, those are my thoughts on what Ramit Sethi would say to me, Maria, based on my conscious spending plan. And this, again, was a big spend month, which I guess that's one thing to note, is that this is assuming I didn't go over budget, which in October I kind of did. So this guilt-free spending was a lot higher. So if there's a way to accommodate, to actually put in that number and then see what your percentages are, that may be more helpful, because this kind of forces you into looking better than you might, because it's assuming you don't spend more than you earn, which in October I did. Which was okay, because there were many, many other months where I didn't spend as much as I had planned. And so my spending was, my checking account just had more money in it than normal. It's interesting. It's good and helpful to see, at least for me, it's good and helpful to see like emergency fund. I have in my head like $2,500 a month emergency fund, but that's like truly more than enough for month to month, assuming I'm still living with my parents. Yeah, so for me, Maria, I think that me moving out, it's like sometimes I think like if I had, I don't know, $50,000 a month in income, would I move out? Sometimes I think yes, sometimes I think no. Like, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I would have like a apartment that I rent, and I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to say if I would move out or not. I don't know. I think right now I probably wouldn't. But if I was making $50,000 a month, like after tax, yeah, I don't know. So TBD, people ask, when will I move out? Someone commented, when will I move out? Right now I say 40, because when I get to 40, I'll be financially independent, work optional, have enough cash to get a 15-year mortgage, then get a mortgage at 40, pay it off by 55, and then start drawing on my accounts. And then like sustaining myself from 40 to 55 with different jobs that I want to try, like being a teacher, being a garbage woman, being a UPS worker. There's just so many things that I want to do. But I think at 40 would be when I would be like, okay, let me get a mortgage. So TBD, when I move out, what triggers it? It'll be interesting to see. If it's not marriage, what is it? I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. If you made it to the end, you should give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye. Rich people dreaming. Okay. Can I ask the questions? The first question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like or dislike me living at the house? So 1 is like, you need to move out tomorrow. 5 is like, it's okay, it's whatever. 10 is like, stay forever.
8.
Really? Okay. And then are you just saying that?
No, it's not stay forever. I mean, but at this point in the stage, it's perfectly fine.
Okay. So if how long do you expect me to stay? How long am I allowed to stay? If not forever.
I mean, I don't have a timeline. It's just, I don't have a timeline. Say you get married, then you won't stay. I mean, right?
Well,
So, and your kids will stay. I want you to be close, but it doesn't necessarily need to be in the house. And I want to see you as much as every day. Just remember when you moved out recently and you went to rent a place. You did. My perception is you did that because you didn't like some of the ways that Dad was taking the blankets. Oh,
keep going. No.
Oh, I thought that was one of the
No.
No.
I just wanted to live with Emmy. Multiple people at the church have asked for me if I want to live with them. I've said no to everyone. But Emmy was the first one that I said yes to.
Okay, so you moved out because of Emmy.
Because of Emmy.
Okay. Well, I thought it was at that point, around that time, there was this...
The blankets, yeah.
Well,
it wasn't at all the blankets.
It was a symptom.
Not at all.
Oh.
It was just an opportunity.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah.
But I come from a culture where girls leave at home until they get married. So for me, that's just not a strange situation at all. So until they marry or the parents remarry or dad dies, I marry, I die here, marry, something like that, they generally, you just leave there because what's the point of going to, you might build a house and rent it out, but what's the point of everybody living separately when, when there's space. So generally in my culture, until they get married, they live with the parents or a sibling, girls. Even a lot of the guys, in New Zealand, they leave a bunch of guys together. They don't do this if one person in the house. So for me, this is not a strange phenomenon.
Okay. So if I say I want to live here till 40?
Well, I hope that at 40 you'll find a lifetime companion that you will want to live with, but not me and your father.
What if I don't?
At this point in time, the answer is okay, but I mean, assuming we live like respectfully and my house is kept clean and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I know what's going on.
What do you mean what's going on?
Well, if you don't live here, I'm assuming you go to work, you come home, and I don't know, like, you're not getting home till 7. I just have it. And then if you're going out of town, even if you don't live here, I think you should just let me know you're going to Europe, you're going to whatever. But if you're in a house, there's a different way. It doesn't matter if you're living with me or with somebody else, cousins and husband or whoever. It's respectful to let the person know when you're going to vary your it's a safety thing too, when you're going to vary your walkabouts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah. So long as we're respectful of each other, it is, yeah, that's fine at this point in time. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that it?
Yep.
And why do you need to?
Hey,
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
2 questions on camera.
Okay.
I don't have to show your face if you don't want.
Okay.
You want your face or no face?
Yeah.
Okay, face. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you like me living here? So 1 is that I should move out tomorrow. 5 is it's okay. And 10 is stay forever.
12.
Really? Are you serious?
I mean, I'm living up to you completely. I'm happy with it, the arrangement. But it's entirely up to you. I mean, whatever you do, your room will always be there. I'm not going to give that room away. So.
Thank you. Okay, the next question is, okay, if I want to live here till I'm 40, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's okay by me, but I would have thought you have found some significant others and moved out with him or something. That's what I would expect for an average normal person.
Yeah.
But if you haven't found somebody and you decide you want to stay here, that's fine by me.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Were you recording it? Mm-hmm. Do you have a nano zoom?
Rich people dreaming. Rich people.